Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you. Hmm. I need to make sure it's not something on my end. Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Oh, you heard that? Okay. Oh, still, give me a second.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. At least the captain can hear me. Can the chat hear me? Wow, what a wonderful, awkward start of the new stream.
It's fun.
Okay, guess I pressed the mute button somehow. That's weird. Oh well. Welcome back to the world of YouTube. Luigi was able to hear me the whole time. Oh, sweet. Hope I didn't say anything awkward. Loudly yelling at my cat. Should we start over? Can you do that? I guess you can shut off the video, but it's kind of awkward now. Oh well. Sorry for the people who watch this later on after this is uploaded. Hope you skipped ahead of this time. Yeah. So, Captain, you're ready to go now? Or shall I just...
Yep.
Okay. Well, welcome back, everyone, with another filler episode. We had a filler episode last time because it was vacation time, so Luke and me recorded something ahead of time. Now we are live, as you noticed by all the awkwardness. But yeah, we're still only the two of us. Now it's just the captain and me instead of Luke and me. And I guess we're going to talk about the new games we've received, at least Sonic Colors Ultimate, which the captain has and owns now. He has an early release. I don't have any
That is
plans.
correct. I was the only one dumb enough to buy it.
Yeah, I haven't been the only one. I saw more YouTubers having it. So
I meant amongst us.
That's true, yes. But I guess you're going to be the official reviewer of that game in this video.
I was figuring we'd do that on a separate video later.
Then we can do that too.
Yeah. So sorry for the false advertising, but we can talk about Sonic Colors Rise of the Wisps.
That's true. There we go. Yeah, so we also got a new cartoon for Sonic Colors. It's as usual, very well animated and drawn. Excellent visually, but yeah, it's Sonic Colors. What can I say? Do you have anything to say about it, Cap?
It's very weird that they decided to split it up into two parts. It really should have just been a one video thing, but it was well animated. I liked it. There were certainly moments worthy of praise within it.
Yep. Well, I guess they had free videos to upload now, so I guess it gives them more subs and more money. So it's a smart business decision. It got it up into two parts, plus a third complete upload. Yeah, I don't know, man. Those cartoons, I'm kind of like burned out on comedic Sonic, and those cartoons, the previous one from Mania and Team Racing, were already kind of on the edge. They were just fun and well written enough for me to kind of accept them. But yeah, this is Sonic Colors, so we went off the edge this time.
Yeah. So specific details about it. Things I liked. The bit about Cubot having the announcer voice from Sonic Colors is legitimately funny. I think it's the only time I've ever laughed at Cubot.
All right. Fair enough. It was a very smart idea, because it's clear they didn't have all the voice actors. They didn't have Mike Pollock for Eggman either, so they had a creative way around it, which I appreciated. I mean, they did put a lot of effort to get Katie back for Tails. I don't know her full name anymore. So, but yeah, they clearly didn't have all the voice actors available, so they had creative solutions. So that was nice.
Yeah, I think they only had Roger Craig Smith, Kate Higgins, and Kirk Thornton.
For Orbot, yeah. But yeah, it was okay. It definitely sells Colors very well. It's much better written than the actual Colors, much more physical humor. I love the Wisps kind of trolling the robots a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I think the thing that made me laugh the most, and it was unintentional, is the whole thing with Cubot. Sorry, yes. Is that, to me, it feels like that should have been a setup to a bigger joke. I mean, they establish he talks with the announcer voice, and it's kind of funny. But then you kind of expect it to come back later with a bigger punchline, and yet it never does. And in fact, Cubot is completely mute from that point on. And to make it even more pathetic is in the second episode, you actually do hear the announcer voice again, except then the writers forgot about that they gave that voice to Cubot, so it never cuts back to him. So it's like they completely forgot their own joke setup. So what can I say? Perfect representation of Sonic Colors.
Yep. And one thing of contention amongst the fan base seems to be how Sonic himself is portrayed.
Oh, really?
And oh yeah, there's a lot of arguing about whether or not he's in character in this, because he is making fun of the Wisp's tragedy and trying to force jokes and action into it when it's just a traumatic event.
Well,
But yeah.
it is Pontac Sonic, so for far as Pontac Color Sonic is concerned, that's in character. I mean, I was laughing when he had this anti-bully statement at the end. I don't like bullies. Like, dude, weren't you the one who was constantly body-shaming Dissected in Lost World? Like, shut up, dude.
Exactly, yeah.
So I agree, it's not the kind of Sonic I want and I prefer, but considering this is supposed to be Color Sonic, it's perfectly in character as far as I'm concerned. Like, Pontac Sonic is an asshole, so there you go.
I like the idea of him taking a stance against bullying. It's just diminished with the fact that he has been the bully for the last decade.
Exactly.
Like, if we ignore everything past Sonic Colors, it's an in-character line for him.
Pretty much, yeah.
But, yep, unfortunately we gotta deal with Lost World Sonic being an asshole.
Yeah. Still, far as Pontac Sonic goes, I guess in this cartoon he was slightly better than usual. But yeah, I don't like this Sonic either much. Oh well.
Steps in the right direction.
Fair enough. At least with the writers of this cartoon, you have the. I get the feeling they understand the characters more or less. That's more than I can say about Pontic and Graf. I don't think they ever understood any of the characters. But yeah, Rise to Wisps. It's a good representation of colors. It's slightly more interesting than the actual cutscenes. It's a little more physical. I just really wish they played up more the fact they were in a theme park. That's my biggest irritation of Sonic Colors. You set a whole game in a theme park, so you expect a lot of jokes about the theme park rise, a lot of satire, a lot of jokes about Eggman's ego run amok. Like, what does an Eggman gift shop look like? What does an Eggman ride look like? Like, I'm working on a parody myself, and I have this like joke where you see like it's the small world after all, except every culture is represented by them being held at gunpoint, worshipping Eggman. Like little things like that. That's the stuff I wanted to see. If you're gonna turn Sonic Colors into a comedy, that's the stuff I want to see, right? It's like use the fact it's a theme park, but they just don't do it. But I have to give the cartoon credit. At the very least, they make jokes about the Wisps, being creatively used against the other characters. So that's at least a step up.
Their powers are being utilized properly.
Like the new Jade Wisp, making them like make things drop out of their hands because all of a sudden they go through walls and all that. So I appreciated that.
It's clever.
That's the kind of physical stuff I want to see. I mean, that's the thing that baffles me. Sorry.
Oh, no, you go.
That's the thing that baffles me the most about comedy Sonic. There's barely any physical humor. I mean, the characters are so physical. You have big, round Eggman. You have Sonic who's super fast. Everything is like a cartoon character. Like, you expect tons of slapstick and like, physical humor, but they barely use it. Probably because they're just turning it into a comedy because it's more cheap. So it's just endless scenes of the characters just standing like a sack of potatoes, just exchanging boring punchlines with one another. So, at least this cartoon was a little more physical. But yeah, your turn.
But speaking of robots, Metal Sonic shows up in this, and honestly, I think that was a breath of fresh air. It's nice to see that, if nothing else, Metal Sonic is being taken seriously, even by the other characters. Orbot and Cubot especially, who seem to have no respect for anything, they have massive respect for Metal Sonic, and it really makes his reputation seem tangible.
That's a good point, and I have to admit, it's kind of fun to see the robots interacting with one another. So I wish we saw more of that. So yeah, I appreciated that detail, definitely. And Metal Sonic works perfectly fine as this straight man. And of course, this cartoon had to be a commercial for the game, so I guess it's a great excuse to showcase that new aspect of the new game, Sonic Colors
Yeah.
Ultimate. But yeah, I guess we talk about that next time.
Yep.
Because that's the one thing I found the funniest about the new game, the Metal Sonic races. Because as far as I'm concerned, Sonic Colors, the game is really not built for speed and fast action.
Absolutely not.
Especially the later levels. I've already looked up footage, and I was laughing my ass off when Sonic and Metal Sonic are in a race. Except the levels just them waiting for an elevator to come down or a platform to come down. It's just so awkward. But yeah, but I guess we have to save that for the big review, I suppose.
Yep. Try and keep things simple today.
Yeah, it's a filler episode. I guess we could also bring up the prequel comic. Apparently, there's a webcomic that shows the prequel for Sonic Colors. I'm kind of surprised they're doing that for this game. I mean, it made sense for Forces because Forces really screwed up its own setup. So that one desperately needed an entire novel to explain all the details the game left out. But Colors, it's like, what do you need to explain? And the webcomic so far, I mean, it's well drawn. So if you love pictures of cute Wisp doing cute things, then I guess it's great. But yeah, in terms of stories, the Wisps are happy and then they get captured by Eggman. It's like, yeah, we figured that out already. Didn't need a prequel for that. Oh well. But right, I guess it's time we move on to Sage.
Yeah, the main topic of today. So how this works is, last year we kind of stressed ourselves by trying to talk about as many games as we could. So this year we limited ourselves, and we each just picked 5 games to talk about, and by sheer coincidence, Roger and I ended up picking the same one.
A couple times, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. But yeah, last time I was really too cynical and too depressed, kind of. I mean, that's kind of the problem with playing so many demos and tests engines. After a while, just kind of makes me very cynical about the whole thing. So yeah, we were a little more careful this time, just picking a couple one. Of course, if there's a game we left out or didn't talk about, and someone in the chat thinks we really should look at it, then feel free to let us know. Maybe we'll talk about it next stream. But yeah, for now, we just limited ourselves to a couple. Yeah.
So what do we want to tackle first? We want to take turns?
Yeah, probably the best idea.
Then we can save Frogun for last.
Sure, if you want to say the one as last, it's fine.
Yeah, because that's the one we both played.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. Okay, let's go for... one of your... Sonic Rush 3D you played?
I did.
That's a nice one to start. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Rush 3D. I liked it. It's very fun. The Rush games are pretty fun games, but they do suffer from the fact that they are 2D games, so it's very hard to blast ahead at full speed without knowing what's in front of you. So this game kind of fixes that by being mostly in 3D. It honestly plays just like a handheld version of Sonic Unleashed, and I like it. There are some problems with it. It does need a lot of work. For example, 2D sections are not really properly implemented, whereas in Unleashed or Colors or Generations, whenever you go onto a 2D section, your character snaps to a set path, and you only can run back and forth on that path. Whereas in this game, it basically just takes away your ability to go up or down, but doesn't lock you on that set path, so you can get off the path, and that does cause problems.
Alright, the problem with Sonic Roll Blast 2, yeah, when I play with 2D areas in my section. Yeah. It looks pretty awesome. I loved the visuals of it. It's just a shame they kind of overplay the DS graphics a little bit. Sometimes it gets too pixelated. I mean, I'm sure on a small DS screen it looks fine, but play it out on the big screen, sometimes it's a little too much. But generally, I absolutely love the tiny little basic graphics.
Yeah. So I'm on the screen right now. It's showing what I'm saying is that you can get off the middle of the path and just kind of get stuck in a place.
Yeah.
But it's not that big of an issue. You can kind of work your way through it, but like that is something they could definitely work about. Another thing, it actually has a cutscene at the beginning, which we showed. That's very interesting. That was implemented well. I like that it takes place in Apodos, of course. Always love Sonic Unleashed representation. This level does remind us a lot of Act 2 of Apodos. So, yeah, I think the level design is very well done. It does get like a little challenging very early on for a Sonic game, but other than that, I think there's a lot of potential here.
I have to admit, I also played this one. The especially section at the end really confused me when there's like a lot of enemies on the screen at the same time. Well, where did I? Darn it! Did I crush the game? Wow, this is going terrible today. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It kind of annoys me they put 2D sections in it. I mean, the whole selling point of this mini game is that it's in 3D, and then they still put 2D areas in there. But then again,
Yeah,
I guess
that is pretty ironic, but I guess like they are trying to take
emulate at least, yeah. But yeah, this part at the end really confused me. When all of a sudden you're in mid-air, you have to fight all these enemies, and it's kind of not clear where you have to go. That's a bit of a shame. But other than that, I really enjoyed this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I hope to see more from it in the future.
Absolutely, and yeah, I love the idea of them combining two zones together because it makes a little bit of world building. Give it like advances both Unleashed and Rush a little bit by actually combining it, and I love the idea of Water Palace actually being in Apatas. That's the kind of thinking I like. Yeah, go ahead.
And of course, that's not even mentioning the fact that they're going to add Blaze as a playable character.
That's very much appreciated, yes. Whoa, we're getting a nice donation. Thank you. From Israel currency. Oh my. Can I talk about that, or is that political sensitive?
You can say thank you.
I can always say thank you, yes. I don't have any opinion on the matter. Thank you very much, no matter where you come from. I guess we can move on to the next game.
Yeah, I suppose.
The problem is, I tend to think more about the games in general more than specifically individual, because one theme I saw a lot was like PlayStation 1 style platformers coming back. I guess I can talk about Ever Dreams.
You're breaking up a little bit, Roger. You sometimes get very quiet.
Yeah, sorry about that. We're not doing our best job today. I want to talk about Ever Dreams. A bit of a PlayStation 1 style game. Apparently, the creators doing themselves a challenge to make this one in 3 months, 6 months, in a very quickly short amount of time. That's very impressive. I really love this one because it's really like very old school style 3D platforming. In that it has a very simple like game design, which even including like a run button where you have to jump, which took me a while to even realize what was going on. It's wants to be like a PlayStation 1 game. There's no big crazy gimmicks going on. It's pretty straightforward, which I appreciate. It's really a big theme now of 3D platformers coming back, and I really appreciate it. We had like the NES throwbacks for a while ago, and I guess this era is much more my nostalgic wheelhouse. And especially now we're getting more of action type 3D platformers rather than just the collectathons. They were never my favorites. I mean, of course, you still have to collect things here. You get a better score of that, but it's not really necessary. And level design has much more of a better flow to it. You just run along and kick ass. I really wish platformers more had that kind of world building that was going on in the 90s, like Mystical Ninja, Mega Man Legends, Sonic Adventure, where you really felt like you were more of an RPG style world. It was more of a combination between RPGs and 3D platforming. But as far as just straight on platforming is concerned, I really like this. It's a little bit more freedom in Crash Bandicoot, but it's more action packed than Spyro. It's right in the middle where I like it. Apparently, this game is going to be for sale, so you can keep an eye on that. And I love the music and the graphics. Yeah, I wish I had something more clever, smart to say about it, but it's very simple and straightforward. That's kind of why I appreciate it. If that makes sense. I guess I'm done. Can you hear me, Captain?
Well, the audience could, so that's what's important.
You didn't hear me? Huh.
I turned on the audio of the stream so I could listen, but yeah, so I didn't hear you in real time.
Oh, that's awkward.
It is, but
Wow, technical issues today. Good grief. It's clear it's... sorry, folks, I'm just back from vacation. And I still need some time to get back into the groove.
alright, so... Are we moving on to the next one now?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Alright, so I guess we can talk about Sonic and the Elements of Harmony. Which, naturally, I had to try that one. It caught my attention for obvious reasons. And so in this one, you can... It's kind of like a Sonic Advance, Sonic Rush style game. And you can play as either Sonic or Twilight Sparkle. And...
Oh, that's great.
I was wondering, like, why Twilight and not Rainbow Dash, because Rainbow Dash is, like, the one who is most like Sonic. But I suppose that is the reason why, is because she would just be a lot like Sonic, whereas Rainbow Dash has magic and can, like, shoot lasers from her horns.
Alright, well, I guess, yeah, you would expect, like, her to be, like, the blaze of the game, like a Sonic Rush, but I guess that's not what we're going for. So there's more like Sonic Adventure of Sonic and Amy, like completely different type of gameplay to it.
Yeah. So yeah, they both have the boost, but they also have other abilities outside of that. Like Twilight can shoot the laser blasts and can fly. Sonic can like do tricks. It's very neat. A similar problem with Sonic Rush 3D is that it is. Or Sonic Rush in general, is that it is hard to see what's coming when you're going this fast. So the levels are very challenging for early game levels, but if you memorize them, they can be pretty fun. There are quite a few bugs that like do hinder the experience, but other than that, it's pretty fun. I can see potential in it. I was surprised that there's actually voice acting in this. And some of the voice acting is actually really good. Like, whoever voices Discord does a pretty good job. The Amy voice I like. Others are not so great, but, you know, it's a fan game, so they did what they could. I think it's a solid experience. It's got 3 levels right now, so that's more than some games give. I like it.
Sure, it looks kind of fun, although the graphics are a little too basic for my taste, but the gameplay looks definitely fun.
The levels are basically just solid colors and stuff. The second level is a lot more visually appealing because it's mostly like buildings and stuff, so stands out more, but yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, it looks kind of fun. So, good news for the Sonic Rush fans. Something better is coming again. Well, not better, but... Alright, guess it's my turn again. Man, I'm so awkward today. Let's talk about Buck Up and Drive. So this is a weird racing game that's out. I love it. It's aesthetically very pleasing. Like I said last Sage video, I just love dumb, stupid arcade games. Just drive a car and do stupid, dumb nonsense. Apparently, you can actually fight in this game and beat up cars, even though it took me a very long time before I figured it out. It even has a separate battle mode. And yeah, the aesthetics are really pleasing, and I just love its simplicity yet again. It's the kind of game I kind of miss from AAA games. Just simple action without too many gimmicks or too much... stuff to it that makes the game last for way too long. Just a perfect game to kind of jump in and play for a bit. Maybe I should really show off more the fightings.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to this one. I completely forgot to play it. It looks like a blast.
The only problem I have is that it's a little too simple for its own good, maybe. the fact it has this Outrun style graphics where it's mostly just the road and sprites going by. Like if it had like slightly more polygon graphics, maybe they could have done more with the racetracks, because for the most part you're just kind of driving straight ahead. There's not much of corners or tunnels or any kind of dynamic stuff going on. So in terms of driving, it's pretty straightforward. Just focus on the traffic. And even in terms of gameplay, there isn't really that much to do. So like, when you figure out how you can fight, you can kind of beat up traffic, which is really fun for a couple of minutes. But after that, it kind of gets boring after a while. So it's a little bit of a shame. So simplicity is its strength, but it takes it a little too far. So I kind of wish it was a little more complex to it. Nevertheless, I have a very good time, and if I had this kind of game on my phone, I would absolutely love it. It's like the perfect kind of thing you do on a quick bus trip or whatever. If you're just kind of bored for a couple minutes. Absolutely love the graphics. It's a little too bit in love with its own sense of humor sometimes, where they're like super proud that there's a level that takes place on the moon. Like, go to the fucking moon! It's like, okay, but I get 90s racing games usually had silly levels like that. I remember Cruisin' World and Big Red Racing also having a moon level. But hey, better have a sense of humor than not, I suppose. And there's a lot of creativity on display. I love it. It's just a little too simple for its own good. That's a shame. But yeah, especially the fighting is very creative. Gives it a bit of a road rash feel. Yeah?
Yeah, I suppose like if a game is gonna have a sense of humor, it gives it the option to have these kind of silly levels. Whereas, like, if it took itself seriously, it would be kind of ridiculous to have a moon level.
That's true. So I guess it's just a way to give itself some creativity. And hey, creativity is always appreciated. So just having endless normal roads would have been boring. But yeah, it's kind of fun. But yeah, it does kind of get boring after not too long. So it's not a game you can play for hours and hours straight ahead. Still, like, check it out if you're like me and like dumb, simple arcade games. All right.
I will definitely do that.
Alrighty then. Well, I guess it's your turn again. What's next?
All right. So let's talk about Sonic Battle R.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah, this one caught my attention. So basically, it's just expanding upon the idea of the two-player races from Sonic Adventure 2 and just making it massively multiplayer. There's all kinds of levels from several different Sonic games, from like Sonic R to Sonic 06.
And Dino Jungle from the Wii game? That's awesome. So
yeah, there's a lot of levels. And there's just a massive hub world. It's basically the entire hub world of Sonic Adventure 1. So, with all of the areas included, like Eggman's Base, the Mystic Forest, the Egg Carrier, there's just a lot of places you can go. Some places don't seem to have any use, though. Like, you can go to you can go to Angel Island, get on the Master Emerald, and transport back to Call's Time, and there's literally nothing to do there.
Yeah,
so,
I think the game is only 5% finished or something. It's said in.
Yeah, they did say that. So
how hugely ambitious is this game?
It's really interesting. The game controls just like you'd expect from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Because of that, there are limitations, like there's no light speed dash, you can't homing attack onto rails. Those things I think they should add, and I think they would really improve the game. But right now, it's pretty solid. I've only raced against one other person so far, but it works really well. I like it. There is customization, which is very interesting. They have like a handful of characters you can play as, and you can customize all of their colors to an extreme degree. And there's like hats and glasses and stuff you can get. I did find, by accident, in the Egg Carrier, as I'm showing off on the screen right now, you can drive to the Egg Carrier, and you can find Eggman, and you can talk to him, and you can become his lackey, and he'll give you missions.
Oh, that's awesome!
Yeah, like, he gave me a mission to destroy a certain number of robots in levels, and when I completed that, he gave me a pair of his sunglasses.
Oh, that's really great, yeah. I have to admit, I also did play the game. Oh, you're wearing a Nice fedora, I see. But yeah, I also kind of played the game, and you cannot even unlock a Luke style hat, so maybe you can make Luke in this game.
It's the closest you can get to making me in the game. So,
All right.
if I had a suggestion for the developers, it's add a top hat and some monocles.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a bit of a shame the spikes go through the hat, though. So at first I thought it would look like a Mario spike enemy or something.
It's weird.
But yeah, I did also play it. It's a shame Dino Jungle is so glitchy because I really love the idea of playing like Secret Rings or Black Knight levels inside like a free 3D game where you're not just stuck on rails. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of work to emulate it properly because, of course, those levels were never really made to be fully explorable. So it's a bit of a pain to play those levels. Nevertheless, I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, some levels are definitely better suited for others. For example, like any Sonic Adventure 1 or 2 level is automatically going to work because it's using Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 physics. But something like Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06 has some issues.
I also know the scaling is a bit off. I especially remember Resort Island from Sonic R being way too big. Oh wow, I didn't even know you could go to the island past Emerald Coast. That's nice. Oh, it's so open. That's really awesome. I love the idea.
Oh yeah, there is so many areas that it's hard to explore them all.
Man, I really
you can even go to the Chow Garden and there's a black market there where you can buy even more customization items.
Nice. Man, I really love this idea of just like 2-player arcade style racing levels for Sonic. It's a shame Sega never did this. Man, this is something I'd see much rather than Team Sonic Racing. Not another kart racing game, but really expand on Sonic R or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That'd be awesome. It's just a shame that they really go for the actual proper platform levels. I think they're too long, too complex for like a fun arcade style racing. Like they're too frustrating very often to be like just a fun quick race. So in a perfect world, they would have like either remade the levels with the same assets or just kind of changed them a little bit till they're more short and more racer friendly. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, some of the levels, like they are the full levels, so they do last a while. Which is like fine for platforming levels, but for races they kind of last a while. There's one that you can find in the sewers. It's called like Metal Deluge or something like that. And it's just a really long track with 4 laps. And I think it really should be no more than 2. Still, it's a great level to farm rings on.
Oh, well, that's good to know. If you want to, because you need rings to buy the accessories in the stores, right?
Yeah. There are some you get for free at the start, like Cream's visor and Sonic's goggles from Sonic Riders, but there's more you can get. Like you can get Cloud's hairstyle, which is funny.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I remember being confused when I played the game for the first time because you see Billy Hatcher's hat, but that one it wasn't included. So like, okay, why did I use that as a preview pick? But that was before I knew there were stores to buy more stuff in. But yeah, I absolutely love this concept of just free open, run around and have races with multiplayer characters. Again, I really wish the levels were a little more shorter or racer friendly. This is too frustrating to race on because they play as legit platform levels, and that doesn't really work what they're going for. That's kind of my same problem with Sonic World, although Sonic World doesn't really present itself as a racer. But even with that game, I kind of felt like it would work much better for just more fun, shorter arcade levels rather than big platform stages. But yeah, it's a great concept, and I considering they're only 5% in with this project, I love to see where this is going to end.
Yeah, I would love to play with bigger lobbies because I've only ever raced against one other person, and it'd be interesting to see what a lobby of like 6 or more people is like. That'd be very chaotic.
Probably. Well, maybe we can set up something for a little Dissected club. But for the most part, I deliberately don't want to run into anyone. I just want to play the levels. I feel embarrassed when other people see what I'm doing. So.
Oh yeah.
But that's just me. Like because I'm always just screwing around. I'm not really playing super serious or I'm a super hardcore gamer, so I feel like everyone's constantly judging me. Like, I'm just screwing around. I just want to play around. I don't want to play too serious yet. Oh well. I'm a bit of a Sunday player, I guess. But yeah, pretty awesome concept. Love to see where this is going.
Can't wait to see them expand on it.
Absolutely, yep. All right, my turn again. Man, most of the games I don't really have much to say about. I guess we could talk about Sonic. What was the name again? Sonic Red something.
Red Ridge?
Red Ridge, yeah. Since I talked about it last time and I felt kind of guilty about it because I really used it as a big example of everything I hated about physics, and they really improved a lot with the new one. I had to put the graphics very low because, well, my computer's not too great. They finally implemented the graphics, and I absolutely love the graphics. Even though it's really basic, it's just desert with rocks, but there's something about it simultaneously being realistic, but still having the color slightly off, a little bit of a pink-purple effect to it that I think really works. Let me just cut forward. But yeah, they arcadified the gameplay considering more. Like, I can play with the original Red Ridge that was very physics heavy. It almost played like a flight simulator, I said back then. Now they made it much more player friendly, and it's more built around the drop dash from Sonic Mania and try to work that into 3D. It's still really much of an experiment of level design. It seems the creator of this mod is also still kind of figuring out what to do with their 3D engine, which again is very appreciated because it is very much a puzzle to figure out. I think that's the one thing I learned from making my own levels and really playing a lot of these fan games. It is quite a challenging job to figure out what the right balance is between Sonic games, which maybe that's why I'm kind of more harping now on more like quick arcade style gameplay. Maybe especially when you focus on physics, maybe it's been just immediately trying to make it into a very complex 3D platformer is maybe a little overshooting it at first until you practice a little bit more. Anyway, yeah, this is fun to play. It's kind of linear, but still very open. You have a lot of choices, and it really plays a lot with those ramps, and it's really exploring how much you can do with those ramps. I like that it's much more optional now, so if you don't want to deal with the complicated... No, the physics aren't really complicated anymore, but if you don't want to deal with them, there's usually just an alternative way that's much more straightforward. So you can really just play around on your own. How much tolerance you have for trying to figure out the physics yourself. It's really just a test level, even though it looks a lot more fun now. So it doesn't feel like there's much of a point to it yet. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing around this. This is a fun experiment of how we can work with level design and how to make physics like more workable in a platformer. My apologies if the gameplay video is kind of very hectic. I didn't really go with the flow of the level. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the interesting thing, is like 2D Sonic games are notoriously well known for their use of physics to get platforming done, whereas modern games are more about like reaction times and stuff. So this is kind of trying to put those physics back into modern Sonic, and it's interesting how it's working.
Yeah, of course, that's what a lot of 3D fan games are doing. Sonic GT, especially, is one of the most successful stories of that, which is surprisingly missing this year. Maybe people complain about it too much, and now I feel guilty about ranting so much about the boss fight, which apparently did have a patch I heard later, so I didn't even play the latest version. But yeah, never mind GT. But yeah, it's definitely a project a lot of fans are struggling with, how to make 3D games with physics, and it ain't easy. It's definitely quite a quest. But yeah, Sonic GT is a spectacular example of how to do it, and this one is very different. Like I said before, it's much more about drop dash and specific ramps. But even this one, I really appreciate it. It's very fun. So, and yeah, as an alternative to Green Hill Zone, I absolutely love the graphics of this. It's the same simplicity, but and like slight alienness of it. But I really love the graphics. I don't know why. Oh well. Yeah. Yet again, don't have much to say about it otherwise.
Yeah, it's nice to see something that's trying to just be a concept and not use Green Hill Zone. It's got this weird reddish desert, and it works.
Absolutely, yep. All right, so I guess it's your turn again, Cap.
Yep. All right, so it's time to talk about my absolute favorite game of this year, Advent Neon. This game is absolutely fantastic. Just, I can't get enough of it. I've played through it several times. It's so fun. It reminds me a lot of like a mix of Sonic, Mega Man X, and Beautiful Joe, and I freaking love Beautiful Joe. So it's got this neat mechanic where if you dodge an attack at the perfect time, you just freeze time, and all of your attacks become super strong. It's so amazing. It encourages both an aggressive and a defensive playstyle at the same time to help you get more points, and it's so fun. It's still in early access. There is a demo available on Steam right now that you can play. I highly encourage it. It's so fun. But being that it is early access, I do have some issues. I don't know if the dodging is either unresponsive or unintuitive, because sometimes the time freeze doesn't seem to work when it feels like it should. But
I think that has to do with exactly what you need to dodge. I had it with a boss. I have to admit, I played this game too. Sorry, but a boss that had an attack, but it also shot a projectile to yours at the same time. So I had kind of confusing it. Is it the actual attack I need to dodge or the projectile? So maybe that's the problem with you.
I think the things that can trigger the time stop is anything that's yellow.
Oh, is there a color thing? Okay.
Yeah. But it doesn't always seem to work when you would expect it to, so I don't know if it's just kind of bugged or if it's just way more precise than I expect it to be.
I see. But yeah,
Yes,
I had the same problem. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like I dodged something at the perfect time, but I didn't get a time stop.
I always thought I just dodged the wrong thing. Oh well. But yeah, I played it and I absolutely love it. Usually I kind of hate these fighting games in a Sonic style game, but here it's great. It isn't just like button mashing. You actually have to plan things out. It's kind of challenging for me because you have to work against your own instincts. Like usually in these platformers you have to get out of the way of stuff coming at you, but here you have to actually go towards all the attacks coming to you, because only then you can activate your super attacks and all that. So it really took a lot of training for me to get right.
Yeah, this game is absolutely incredible. There are there's another problem, is that the characters will talk during levels, which is fine, but you can't read that while you're playing this. So
My favorite part is where you have a boss fight while there's a platform level going on and there's a cutscene all at the same time. Like, wow, you have a lot of faith in your audience there, buddy.
So it's almost impossible to read all this stuff while you're playing. So I feel like some voice acting would definitely help, and I'm willing to audition.
Yeah, I bet.
So this game is on. There's a demo available on Steam right now, and you can fund it on Kickstarter, which I definitely encourage anyone who's able to please do that, because this game deserves it.
Absolutely, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I wasn't a big fan of the storyline, a little bit too. I'm not gonna download illegal anime for you anymore. Kind of a little too modern humorish. But yeah, the world is very fun. The combat is great. Platforming is great. I really enjoyed it. It's very intense, very difficult. And yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And I was about to say that myself. If the cutscenes had voice acting to it, probably would work a lot better. But yeah, because reading the game is so hectic and fast, it's almost funny. They expect you to read all that stuff.
It's weird, but it's so fun.
It's absolutely fun. Yeah. I do recommend the game. Yeah. Not a super big fan of the art style though, and the world's a little too empty for me. Although I guess with a game this hectic, you kind of need a very simple art style, because you need to take careful look at what's coming at you, because you need to fast reflex and really get a quick grasp on what's going on. Like I said before, there's moments where you have to fight a boss while there's a platform section going on at the same time. So this game is intense, absolutely, yeah. But it's fair. Usually, I absolutely hate challenging games. I don't have patience with them, but this one I actually beat the demo, which surprised me, because I figured I was going to give up very fast because I wasn't very good at this game. But yeah, it's a very fair game, and as soon as you get the timing right, a boss fight that feels impossible can suddenly become very easy. So it's really about mastering the mechanics a lot. Which is, I'm sure, why you love it so much, Captain, because it's kind of
Oh,
Sonic Unleashed-esque.
very much so. Like, yeah, Sonic Unleashed, Mega Man X, and Beautiful Joe, just all combined into one beautiful game.
Yep. Difficult when you playing it for the first time, but as soon as you master those moves, then all of a sudden it comes to life, and you feel like the most powerful being in the universe, right?
Yeah, the game encourages you to get all A ranks after you beat the main demo, and I gotta say that is way harder than it seems. But when you pull it off, you feel like an absolute badass.
I don't think I'm gonna bother with that. Just beating the game already feel like I pulled off a miracle. But hey, that's great for people like you. So all right, yeah, I do recommend it. Go to Kickstarter and help the game. It's if this is the
Absolutely.
type of game you like. Yep, great stuff. Okay, other things I want to talk about.
You had Sonic AM2.
Yeah, that's gonna be a short one. Because it's kind of the concept I like. Let's take a look. Man, I'm not as well prepared as you, Captain. Sorry, I'm too busy finishing Sonic Colors and Minutes.
Thank you, Silvio, for sharing the link.
Oh, anyway, Sonic AM2. This is immediately the concept I absolutely love because I love AM2, and usually Sonic games tend to lean more towards Nintendo style design. So actually having a Sonic game that goes for more for a Sega like history kind of thing, I really appreciated it. Although, yeah, this really just still a tech demo, so I see a couple things that's interesting about it, like especially the level design and how do I explain it? It really reminds me of old 3D racing tracks where there's like a lot of things calling attention to it. Like it's this very chaotic style, which I kind of appreciate it. Anyway, this game demo takes 7 seconds to beat. I barely have time to talk about it. Uh, like I said before, it's a theme that keeps coming back to me. But I really think, especially since so many 3D Sonic fan games are still like tech demos and trying to figure out things, I'm constantly thinking, why is everyone constantly trying to make like a full blown 3D platformer? Maybe it's a better idea just to focus on making a fun arcade, quick, like point scoring thing or a racing game or something where you can like have a more like manageable project going on where you can kind of figure out how the physics and all work, and then only then later work it onto a more full blown 3D level. Because that's always the thing where I worry about when I see Sonic Utopia and all that. Like it's you can make a very fun game engine, but the idea of how can you turn this into a challenging game might be very is like a whole different thing. Because especially how powerful Sonic can get. Well, okay, this is a rant I had last time. But yeah, but Sonic AM2, I was really looking forward to the concept to it because AM2 is absolutely the arcade creations. So I was looking forward to it, and funny enough, this demo kind of does what I was looking forward to. Well, I mean, it's a very primitive version of it, but it's very short level and with a lot of options and a lot of like weird things that kind of call attention to you. So I can totally imagine this being like a fun arcade style thing where you just have like a very short amount of time where you kind of try to score as many points as possible and find like a fun route to get to the goal. I'm really looking forward to how this could go. Except at this point, it's very primitive, so at this point, there's not much to say about it. Another fan game I quickly want to bring up, even though I don't have much to say about it. Someone made a fan game about Honey the Cat, and what I absolutely love and find interesting about this game is how they were going for a Sega Saturn look, just like the Sonic Game 2 just was, except this looks like the actual full motion video graphics of PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn games instead of the actual in game graphics, which that kind of surprised me. That was kind of cool. But yeah, I can't really say much about the game itself. It's really just another test engine. It plays
It
very
looks
well.
interesting.
It looks very interesting, yeah, and it plays very well. I love jumping around and fighting in it. Just the level design is really boring. It's just like a big open area with shapes where you just search for things. But yeah, I'm looking forward to how they make this. But yeah, the style of graphics really surprised me, so that's why I kind of wanted to bring it up because just look at it. It looks like this should have been just the FMV, like just a full motion video you see before a game starts. So to actually have like a playable FMV is I kind of get a kick out of it.
Yeah, it's definitely the interesting animation quality that's like better than an in-game uh, animation, but not quite modern day good animation. It's cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
It does what it's trying to do, I believe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. But yeah, it's a demo, and so I guess we have to wait until something better comes out. Man, I'm really awkward this video. Shall we move on to Frogun?
Frogun, or however it's pronounced. I bet it's probably Frogun, but I say Frogun.
I almost want to say Frobman, since that's a guy from YouTube I know.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
yeah, just by sheer coincidence, we both picked this game because it looked interesting.
I absolutely love those PlayStation 1 style platformers, so here's another one. But it looks very sharp, especially compared to the other ones. And I love the Mega Man Legends style character models to it. But, yeah, maybe you should be doing talking. You're much better at talking today than I am.
All right. Well, okay. So first off, this game is adorable. The art style is very very cute. I love it.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, it's kind of Mega Man Legends-esque. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, and the idea is very creative. You've got this little frog gun. It's a little gun shaped like a frog that sticks out its tongue and grabs things. And you can like pick things up and throw them. You can grab enemies. But the thing that's most appealing about this is the platforming that you can do with it, where you can grab a distant wall and pull yourself towards it, or pull like something out of a wall to use as a platform. I do notice that there is problems with this mechanic, because when you try to grab a wall, it won't always pull you all the way, and so sometimes it'll like stop you right before you're above the platform and you'll just fall. But when it does work, it works great.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice...
It's very creative, very cute. I want to, and there is a lot of levels already.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like I didn't even get close to finishing this demo.
Well, of course, it has very simplistic level geometry. It's just mostly shapes in the sky, kind of like Ever Dreams also was. Nevertheless, it still it doesn't take away. We have a lot of quantity here, so there's plenty of game to get.
Yeah.
And it doesn't waste time. Like right from the get-go, you have interesting stuff going on. So it's not like it takes a long time for things to patch up. Yeah, this is an easy game.
It's very creative. There's like it's challenging too. So like getting through these levels can be pretty hard.
And then they're grading you as well, so you still have to get a good score on top of that.
Yeah, you have to collect all. There's 2 emeralds, or as they're called, emeralds, in every level. And there's a whole bunch of coins you can get. I don't know if there's any other upgrades, because I'm not good enough at the game to get them, if there are.
Wow, if you're even not good enough, then I have no hope. Yeah, I didn't finish the demo either, so I have to admit.
Well, it's a puzzle game. I'm less good at puzzle games.
Mostly action game. Yeah, it has kind of like a puzzly feel to it. I guess this is that game from Nintendo, the Toad game, if it was actually good.
There's also, like, amongst the hidden collectibles in the levels, there are notes you can find from the characters' parents and other characters about this world, this weird world you're in. And a weird thing is the notes actually make a weird, very clicky noise when you collect them and you're reading them. And like it's an alright noise, but like the more it plays, the more grating it gets. So I hope they change that.
Fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, there's a bit of a storyline going on that her parents gone missing as he's searching for them. Family of adventurers. But I think I only found 1 note so far, so I didn't take enough notice to be annoyed by it. But I'll believe you.
Oh. Watching the footage, you found a shortcut I didn't. That is an interesting way to get up that ramp. You're supposed to go around it.
Oh, whoops. Well,
you found the easy way, I guess.
I guess so. But of course, then you don't get the best score. Oh, there's my note. So there you go. I found one. Wait, I did find 2 notes. That's right. But yeah, cute graphics, really PlayStation 1 style. That's really a theme this year. I really love the fact that we get so many retro style 3D platformers. This is probably the sleekest looking one, and yeah, very clean gameplay. Still, the type of PlayStation 1 platformers I would love to see the most are the ones that are kind of RPG-esque, and unfortunately I haven't seen anyone try to do that sort of thing yet. But as far as just action platformers go, we have some pretty decent choices now, so at least that's good news.
So yeah, if you like puzzle platformers, then this game is definitely for you. You should definitely try it. It's fun. It's adorable. I can't stress that enough. This art style is so cute.
It sure is, yeah. Well,
So
guess that completes our Sage talk. I guess
so.
Guess we can, yeah. Did anyone have any games to recommend to us from Sage or other places? Because of course,
Yeah, maybe we can play more Sage games in the future, and if this goes over well, people will want to see us do more. We can do more.
Of course.
Because there are a lot of games at Sage this year, and we didn't even scratch the surface.
That's true. But yeah, there's so many of them. That's why I was kind of like depressed and out of it last time. So thank goodness we took it a little easier this time. Even though I still play way too many games, including all of them that you recommended, except for one. I guess that means we run out of stuff to save for this stream.
Well, I guess so. So look forward to a Captain Theory only review of Sonic Colors Ultimate in the near future.
You doing it alone? Oh yeah, of course, because I didn't play it. You want me to upload it as part of the stream? Maybe we can watch it during a stream or something.
There we go. We'll figure something out.
Alrighty. Or I can just link people to your YouTube.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Alrighty, well.
Right, so I guess that's it.
That was an awkward stream this week. Sorry, folks. I'm a little bit out of it today. I'm not a natural streamer.
That's okay. You just got back from vacation, so.
And my grandpa's funeral, that also didn't do very well for my mentality. Well, it's not too sad. He's 92, so he had a good life.
Yeah. Lost my grandpa recently, too, back in December. Oh, jeez. December was a long time ago now that I think about it.
Yeah, more than half a year ago. Time flies.
Oh, my God.
We're getting old, buddy. We're getting so old.
Yep. All right, so see you all around next time.
See you all next time. Bye-bye.